was not enough for those latitudes, said the Englishman. I should have taken 4 reefs in the topsails and furled the spanker. His firm, sonorous, and unexpected voice made everyone start. Penelon put his hand over his eyes, and then stared at the man who thus criticized the maneuvers of his captain. We did better than that, sir, said the old sailor respectfully. We put the helm up to run before the tempest. 10 minutes after, we struck our topsails and scudded under the bare poles. The vessel was very old to risk that, said the Englishman. And it was that did the business. After pitching heavily for 12 hours, we sprung a leak. Penelon, said the captain, I think we are sinking. Give me the helm and go down into the hold. I gave him the helm and descended. There was already 3 feet of water. All hands to the pumps, I shouted, but it was too late. And it seemed the more we pumped, the more came in, said I after 4 hours' work. Since we are sinking, let us sink. We can die but once. Is that the example you set, Penelon? Cries the captain. Very well, wait a minute. He went into his cabin and came back with a brace of pistols. I will blow the brains out of the first man who leaves the pump, said he. Well done, said the Englishman. Okay, this just going in a direction I didn't quite expect. Dante, just like learning the truth about his father from Caderousse, letting his mask slip a little bit, he almost can't help himself chime in with thoughts about being a captain and running a ship. I don't know why this puts me in mind of just like, it's not mansplaining so much as it is kind of what I call a dad trap. You know, you picture yourself at a backyard barbecue and suddenly someone mentions something about the Napoleonic Wars, about their lawnmower, about something they saw on the History Channel, politics, religion, what have you. And it's a trap for dad-like people. You don't actually have to be a father to be caught in a dad trap, to just like give their thoughts on it. They've learned, they've read, they've watched documentaries, and they just have to state a few things themselves. We've all fallen into dad traps. They're not gender specific. They're not father specific. They're just these things that tend to be geared toward really, I don't even know what you call it. Very specific things that the process oriented mind needs to elucidate on for some reason. As a quick shout out to our other podcast, Movie Memory Machine, we went very deep on the concept of dad traps in the episode on Body of Lies, the Leonardo DiCaprio, Russell Crowe, Ridley Scott film, which is about the most forgettable movie that's ever existed. But it is a huge dad trap, and we kind of outlined what dad traps are there. So if you are more interested in what dad traps are, go listen to that episode. But we get a little bit more of the story of what's happening to the Pharaon here. They start sinking, and the captain says no one is going to give up their post, and I will shoot them before I allow that to happen. In fact, he says, I will blow the brains out of the first man who leaves the pump. And Dante, being surprising here, saying, well done. Not the kind of captain I would have pegged Dante for. He doesn't seem the type that would have cheered the threat of violence. I mean, not that he doesn't strike me as someone who wouldn't stay with the ship the entire time, but like he seemed the type with the very small amount of nautical experience that we've had with him to be the type that would inspire the men to stay with the pump, that the situation wouldn't even have arisen because he would have led by example and inspired the men to do the same thing. He wouldn't have had to go get the pistols and threaten to blow people's brains out. But that also brings up another question for me here, which is these men, Penelon included, are they people that Dante served with on the Pharaon back in the day? Hasn't been mentioned yet, but he did. I mean, the very first person he encountered after his return from Monte Cristo back in Marseille was someone he used to, a shipmate that he used to know on the Pharaon. Now we have 7 or 8 of them here, Penelon especially, giving the story, and no comment whatsoever about whether or not they are the crew that Dante used to serve with. Maybe that'll come up in the last couple episodes we have of Chapter 29. So let's just continue here tomorrow and see what happens. Okay, until then, goodbye. The Countdown of Monte Cristo is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. This show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Theme song by Magic Solo. If you want to support the show and others like it, visit patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.